So today we're going to learn from our topic of our class is industry and international business. So we have to know what is industry, what is international business, and what is international trade. Which international trade here is part of international business. So actually our class name is industry and international business. International trade is under international business. And then we're going to look at trends in international business and international trade now and also in the past. So now we take number one. We're going to learn number one, which is what is industry, what is business, and what is international trade. And also number four, what is international business? Let me repeat. International trade is under the bigger umbrella of international business, because anything that cross the border, whether investment, whether trade, are considered international business, cross international border. So international trade is under the bigger umbrella, international business. So number one, the whole thing today, not yet started. This number two, we're not yet number one. So first, to understand what is industry. And here, there are two definitions of industry. According to economic sectors and according to business perspective. Why there are two? Because the word industry has been used so loosely, very loosely, to refer to any economic activity. While we, for our class, and for the purpose of research in economic research, economic research, we have to really identify what can be considered as industry. From the economic activities, we call it economic activities. Not yet we're calling economic sector, we're calling economic activities. From all economic activities, they are grouped into main economic activities. So from main economic activities already grouped. So what are the activities, economic activities there, or that can be considered as industry, compared with what has been used in a newspaper, magazine, or in day-to-day. The word industry has been used so loosely to refer to all economic activities, almost all. For example, banking industry, tourism industry, education industry. These are services. Whereas in the past, traditionally, when we say the word industry, we instantly refer to manufacturing, and manufacturing only in the past, because industry are considered those having to do with the manufacturing of goods, usually involving smoke, noises, and the method can be like processing, like assembly, or even heavy duty, heavy industry. All are industry, usually referred to manufacturing, the manufacturing sector usually. But today, or more recently, in the past maybe 10 years or so, the word industry has been used not only to refer to manufacturing, but also to all other economic activities. Like I said just now, banking industry. So, I mean, we have no problem when we refer industry to manufacturing, but the word industry has been used so liberally, has been used so widely, yes, and loosely to refer to other activities than manufacturing, other than manufacturing. Like what? Sports industry. Okay. All those actually that we already referring to number 2, the definition of industry according to business perspective. Is used liberally, including for economic activities that have nothing to do with manufacturing. By which, from manufacturing, physical products are physically produced. We can touch it. I can touch. We can eat. Car, we can ride. What we call tangible product. Tangible. T-A-N-G-I-B-L-E. Tangible products. These are coming from manufacturing. But the word industry, for the past 10 years or so, has been used to refer to other than manufacturing, which are intangible products. What do you mean by intangible? You cannot hold it, you cannot touch it by hand, you cannot consume it, you cannot wear, cannot eat, such as banking industry. Can you eat banking industry? Can you ride? Can you touch banking industry? Insurance industry. Can you eat, touch? Oh, this is insurance industry. This is insurance. You cannot touch it. So, actually, that word of industry that has been used to many activities other than manufacturing are actually you're already talking about already according to business perspective. But for our class, we want to focus on number 1 only, which is what is the definition of industry according to economic sectors, which are that we consider the hardcore, the real, or the core of economic sectors or economic activities that are considered industry according to our perspective and definition, which I will explain below. But before that, before we want to explore what are the economic activities, I'm very careful about what I use the word economic activities. I'm not using the word economic sectors. What are the economic activities, the main economic activities that can be considered as industry according to perspective of economic sectors? We want to study now. That's our objective this morning. But first, before we can learn that, we must understand how economic activities, this is why I'm underlining this, the word economic activities, how they are classified. When I refer to economic activities, many thousands even 1 million, we don't know the number of economic activities. Selling, you sell, you know, cake, economic activity. You're doing pottering, or what it is. You carry stuff and you get paid. For example, there's a train station, if this is allowed. Usually in a less developed country, you can go near the train. This is long time ago in Malaysia, but cannot do that anymore. You wait for people going down from the train, and you help carry the things for them, and you get paid. That's economic activity, informal economic activity. Yes, but usually this that goes into the statistics are formal economic activities, which are recorded into the national accounts. So we're talking about formal only. I mentioned just now that people carrying stuff and get paid. I want to tell you that there's so many thousands of economic activities, but how they are classified, of course, those are formal, not the informal. The formal academic activities are grouped together, and how they are classified. That's what we want to know first before we can understand the word industry. So classified into, they are all academic activities, the formal ones, are categorized into 10 main economic activities. 10 main, I should write here main. How many and what? Here 10. How many? Can be 11, can be 12, can be 13. And what are they? Manufacturing, electricity, wholesale and trade. What are they? Depends on how a country reports its gross national product, which is part of the national account. That only depends on each country, not the same. So depending on the country. But usually they follow international convention, which are, by the World Bank, by the IMF. So let's go. Number 1, number 2 later on. So here. How they are classified. The definition of industry according to economic sectors and how economic activities are classified. There are 3 ways of classifying economic activities. Those the thousands and thousands of economic activities classified into main economic activities. There are 3 ways to do that. Number 1 is by each of the main economic activity. Each. So let's go. This 1A. We are focusing A now. Number 2, based on the characteristics of production, which I'll explain that later. And number 3, based on the types of economic activities with our focus on industry. There are 3 types, each based on characteristics and based on types which we consider we focus as industry. So first one, this is the one. Classification according to each main economic activity. The first one, by each. So we have here 10 main economic activities. 10 grouping of main. Why main? Agriculture. There's so many agriculture. Strawberry, rice, palm, and vegetables, and even vegetables. So many types. So these are combined together as agriculture. And also together with that, non-related, forestry. You can eat agriculture product, but you cannot eat forestry wood. But also inside this one item, number one, fishery. Yes, we can eat fishery. So all together become one main economic activity, which is listed as number one here. Next is mining and quarrying. So many types of mining. Mining of metals, mining of oil, mining of stones, precious stones, but all mining. See, that's why I'm saying there are so many types of economic activities, but they are grouped together, classified together as a main, another main. Number two, mining and quarry. Number three, manufacturing. There are so many types of manufacturing. Wood, food, car, computers, but all are under one item, main economic activity, manufacturing. Construction, electricity, gas and water, transport, storage and communication, wholesale, retail, trade, hotels and restaurants together, finance, insurance, real estate, and government services and other services. These are the 10 groups. Where are they from? And see next slide. I got this from the how Malaysia classified economic activities. This is from here. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell someone you can record. I'm so sorry. You can record. So the next time when I say we start class, if I forget to tell you to record, please do record when I say let's start. Okay. I got this from the statistical table that come every year. From this book, if I'm holding, you can see I may have for SET2 2023. I'm referring to the telegram now. Yes, I already posted the picture inside the telegram. Those who join the telegram later, that's your, you should join that earlier. If you look at the telegram, you can see the book. From that book, economic report, this is how it is listed. So I'm going to make it bigger. Yeah. First of all, wait, what is it? Yes, I got it from here, from the economic report. This is the book, the report, a government document that comes out every year on the day Minister of Finance table the budget for the country, national budget for the next year. Like 2 weeks ago, or last week or what, the Minister of Finance tabled in the Parliament the budget for 2024. The moment he speaks, the book is released to be sold, and we can purchase either physical book or online. But nowadays, online you get it free. But if you want to get physical book, you can purchase it. So this is published in 2001 for the budget at that time for the year 2002. So you go to the end of the book, there's a statistical table. This is what I got. Gross domestic product by industrial origin. Well, if I want to spend a little time, there are two ways you can present GDP in a table: by industrial product. Second way is by the demand of those produced. This is amount, total amount. Where do they go for consumption? There are two types: public, private consumption. For investment, there are two types also: public investment, private investment, and so on. Meaning that the same amount, 346 million, the same number, where will they go? Or where did they go? Because in the past. And also, this is projected at that time. See, whenever you see this just for your information only. This is estimate, because it was published in October 2001. October, not yet finished for the whole year. So there's a mark on the top. It's here is an estimate for the whole year, which is not yet complete, because October, not yet November, not yet December. So estimate. This is for next year at that time. For the following year, we call it projection. So this is estimate. This is projection. So, and you notice this for your information also. In constant price, we have current price and constant prices. In 1987 constant price, it means that during that time, they were using the price of 1987, using a GDP deflator. Why? GDP deflator, to take care of inflation. So we want to remove inflation, because when you want to calculate rate of growth, this is rate of growth. Rate of growth is simply B minus A per B. B minus A, 17.5 minus 18.0 divided by 18.0, which is B minus A per A times 100%. So this will give 2.8. Same thing, this 0.4 is the rate of increase from the previous year, which is 17.5 minus 17.17575 here, minus 17512 divided by 17512. Same thing, B minus A per A divided by A times 100%. So you can do this only if you turn or change these numbers into constant price. you cannot calculate, should not, I'm not saying cannot, should never calculate rate of growth using if these are current price. No, cannot, should not, must not, because in that current price there are elements of prices diverted by inflation. Inflation makes it makes the number bigger than it should be. That's why must turn into constant price. So this is using the GDP deflator. We take 1987 as 100. So anything that comes after that, for example, this number in the year 2000, how we get this 17,687? We got it from whatever the number at that time. I don't know. We can reverse calculate if you have the data on GDP deflator. For example, the number was 18 something. I'm just making up, okay? 18 something. So you divide that 18 something into the GDP deflator. Say GDP deflator is 101. Remember, in 1987 is 100. Let's suppose this is maybe 102. Yes, 102. So 18,000 something divided by 102. You got this 17,687. I'm just making up, not true, because it takes time to, we don't want to waste time. So that's how it is. Each these are, we got this from getting the current prices, current divided by GDP deflator of that year. So now that's what it is. So now I explain to you what does it mean by constant price as opposed to current price. So we need to change all this into constant prices. So this is not part of our class, but I have the duty and obligation to make you understand. When we talk about economic growth, we're talking about GDP growth. GDP growth, we must use the constant price. All of this constant price. The output of manufacturing in constant price of 1987, 58.7, 50, and so on. So all, and then we have this 10. I will count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 main economic activities. There are so many example. Other services here, many, but grouped together, classified together as under one item, which is 10 items. And this is how we calculate GDP. Not important, not part of our class today. We minus bank charges. Like you go to the bank, you want to get a banking statement, you pay 5 ringgit, minus that one. And you add the import duties, the amount of money you pay, the people pay for imports. And this is the GDP at market prices. At market prices in constant prices. GDP at market prices, which is already in constant prices. And this is the number estimate projection. This is the real one we can use for our study, whatever. We cannot use this one. This is estimate. This is the projection. So what I was saying, there are two ways of looking at gross GDP, gross national product. 209, 365. These are based on output, supply side. We can look at from the other side, which is demand side. Supply side 209, 365. Demand side also Same number, 209,365. What is saying is, this is how the GDP are produced. Supply side, produced by this, by agriculture, by mining, by manufacturing, by construction. The other side is, which I don't put here, and we don't want to waste time to look at, is the same 209. Where do they go, or where did they go? Go for consumption, for investment, and so on. Same number. So these are the 10 items. Each. So with A, the first way, there are 3 ways. Let's go back. How economic activities are classified. There are 3 ways. Number 1, by using each. We found that for Malaysia, 10. When we see this, each, there are 10 economic activities. I got it from here, my source. However, lately, this is just information. One second. I can see electricity here. I turn off light to save electricity. And using light from outside. Okay. For your information only, time changes. Some of the grouping will be changed according to the time which some activities are becoming more important than other, so that it becomes an entry by itself. Here on the right here, this little very small here, I'm gonna make it bigger. So if just now we saw the 10 from the document that I took randomly in the past. Well, that was in 2001. Now, this is what it is today. For example, here, the document published in 2020, the day budget was tabled in Parliament. We call it Budget Day. So let me read you what I noted here. Since 2019, the title of this report has been changed, has been replaced by a new title, Economic Outlook. So this book, Economic Report, in the past, up until 2018, was named Economic Report. But since 2019, under the new government, they replaced the title of the document on the budget day, Economic Outlook. And notice also here, This is example of 2020. So you see, just in the past, because of that time, the constant price was based on 1987. If today, 2023, if we're still using 1987, it's too outdated. So that's why they're using the latest suitable or available base or better base, which is 2015 at a constant 2015 prices. Again, the GDP deflator was 100 or is 100. We're taking 2015 as the base. It means that GDP deflator is fixed at 100 in 2015. And what happened? 2016, is it 101, 102, or whatever? We have to look at the data, which is we're not going to do that. It takes time. We don't want to waste time. So this is I cannot go to the right. So this is, yeah, sorry, toward the end. So 2016, 17, 2018 at the time. This is publication in 2020. Remember, 2020? Yes. Economic Outlook 2020 for the budget of 2021. In the past, they used the slash. Now, they don't use the slash. So, this is a projection for 2019. Or this, that is on the right maybe. Cannot go more. There should be. I cannot move. Maybe the end. Okay. Suppose this is, so this is revised. This is, suppose let's follow that one here because I cannot move. So this is the estimate. This is the projection. But notice this, the important point that I want to say here. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Construction 4. We don't count this one. This is the category, main category. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump to utilities. 4. Don't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. In the past, 10 only. Now 13. So, this, why? Because now, information and communication, the era has changed. The time has changed. Now, it is the age of information and communication technology, ICT. That's why in the past, ICT was here, communication under here, communication. This is published in the year 2000. That was more than 20 years ago. Communication was just one of the items. Now, with this modern day technology, ICT has become one item by itself. And that adds to becoming not 10, but 11 already. Another one is real estate and business services, finance, insurance. At that time, it was under one category: finance, insurance, real estate, business services. Now, they separate that out. Business services have become an item by itself. Finance, yes. Finance and insurance become an item by itself. So that makes, a new entry. So that's why, plus the original, so 13. So let's go back to our yes, I just explained to you what I mean by this note. Yeah. How many? I said classified into 10 economic activities, but I put in bracket. How many? Is it 10? Is it 9? 11, 12, or 13, whatever? How many? And what are they? The name of the, entry. That depends on how the country reports its GDP. And I've just shown to you, in Malaysia, in the past, there are 10, but since 2019, there are 13. And ICT has become one of an entry by itself. So it is here, the note I've just explained to you. Meaning to say that 10 is not the magic number. Can be 11, can be 12, depending on which country that you're talking about. And also what time, depending on when. So we just finished with number 1. The first way of classifying economic activities. There are 10. Okay, 10. That's A. First. Second way, which is B, is based on the characteristics of production. According to characteristics of production, we have 3 sectors, and these are usually known in the literature, in the book. We call it primary sector, secondary sector, and the third one is ancillary or tertiary sector. T-E-R-T-I-A-R-Y. T-E-R-T-I-A-R-Y. Tertiary. T-E-R, T-I-A, tertiary, R-Y, tertiary. So, first one, primary sector, has to do with the process of extracting, taking out materials from the land, from the seas, or from the surrounding. When I say environment here, I mean surrounding. What are they? Agriculture. From the land, agriculture, you get strawberry, you get orange, apples, pear, rice, vegetables from the land. So it is extracting, taking out the material, coming out and take out from the land. So that's the characteristic of production. Forestry, from the land, from the forest, you get trees and you get wood. Fishery, from the seas, you get fish. From the river also, you get fish. So these are, see, the characteristics of the production. Extractive. Number 2, mining and quarrying. Mining, from the, maybe from the sea you get oil, and also some from the land you get oil. From the land you mine, you get tin, you get bauxite, you get rare earth. Rare earth is very important for semiconductor material. To produce semiconductor, silica. From silica you can make a glass. So mining is taking out the materials from the land and sea. So that gives the name primary sector, because it's primary starting of things coming from the raw materials. So that process is extractive. That's why it is primary sector. And then after that, the product has been changed to another component, another material. So that process is transformative. Which this secondary sector, the nature, the characteristics of production is transformative because it transforms the shape, the material, and the characteristics of the materials supplied from the primary sector, that comes from primary sector, transform it, change it to another type of material. And that process is transformative. And that gives the name secondary sector. Secondary here doesn't mean not important. Some students think this is primary. Yes, very important. Secondary, oh no, not important because it's only secondary. You know, this is primary first, number one. This is secondary, number two, not important. No. It doesn't have that meaning of important or not important. It means only this is the first one coming from here, primary, and secondary, the second. After that, they become something else. That's why it is according to the process, not according to the which one is important or less important. So wrong thinking. This primary, very important, number one. Secondary, not important, less important because number two, second. No, not that meaning. It's got to do with the process of the material. Extractive. So here, transformative. Take, for example, from forest, the trees are cut and brought to the factory to make wood. Yeah. Wood for construction. Take, for example, so we have here manufacturing and construction. Take, for example, manufacturing of, you see, if you come to the Faculty of Economics and Management, FEP UKM, you see the wall, the building of FEP, our faculty, you see the bricks, red bricks. Where the bricks come from? Of course, from the factory. Manufacturing, the bricks. They are burnt inside the kiln, KILN, kiln. Where did it come from? So-called mining, so-called mining. You get that from soil, very fine and clear, pure white soil. They are shaped. So from here, from the primary sector, extractive. So extract that type of soil from the land. So that is mining. Primary sector. Get the soil. So this soil, which is from mining, number two, was brought to a kiln or brick making factory That's manufacturing. So what it is, the soil are shaped into the brick. The soil shaped using the mold and cut it like that. It's a brick, like a Lego, a brick. Here, right here, in the factory, and burnt and produced. So, transform already from soil become brick. The red brick that you see, and that's only half of the story. That's already manufacturing. And if I'm talking about the building, I'm already talking about construction. So let's go back to our note. Transform the shapes and characteristics of the materials, the soil just now, supplied from primary sector, from mining, into another type of material, block like a Lego, and burn and become red, and can be used for construction. So supplied by the primary sector and the second part here, which I will explain using our faculty building, and the second part, and by other products in the secondary sector also. So other products, for example, just now, bricks, to make the building of that you see at the faculty, bricks are laid, put together by cement. Cement comes from mining. Mining of this type of stone, which can be used to limestone, limestone, to make cements. These limestones are brought to and the process is also quarrying and brought to the factory to make cement. So buy other products in the secondary sector as well. So with cement, sand, yes, you need sand also to build the building. Sand coming from the mining of sand from the river. So put the cement and sand together, water, and you build the wall using the brick. So this is construction. Construction also secondary sector, because it changes, transform. What is transform? Changes the shape or the condition or the characteristics of the materials into another shapes, into another type. Either the shapes, either the nature of the materials has been changed. Also through construction. When we talk about construction, you need what else? You need wood, you need the needle. Needle come from here, to make needle. You need the metal, steel. That metal is from mining, sent to the factory to make into steel, and from steel they sent to another factory to make the needle. I say needle, nails. Nails. I'm sorry, needles for nails. The nails, you need the nail. So it's manufacturing, and from manufacturing goes to the construction site to make building. Nowadays the buildings are modern, glass and steel. The mosaic, on the floor you see nice mosaic, come from mining and sent to the factory to make the mosaics and become part of the construction material. So construction actually change the shape of all those into one item, which is a building. So manufacturing as well as construction are considered as the secondary sector, which is the second that come in the process. It means that way, the second in the process, because of the nature or the characteristics of production is transformative. Well, I shouldn't say because of, but I should say this way: the nature of this economic activity, manufacturing and constructions, are transformative in nature. Transformative, and they are secondary sector because they come second in the process after the primary sector. Because of that, second in the process. Transformative, this is very important. You have to know extractive, transformative, and third, we have ancillary sector or tertiary sector. I should write tertiary. The nature or characteristics of production here is supportive. They support, they give support. Providing services to the primary sector and also to the secondary sector and also to other economic activities within this sector itself. So in fact, what is being said here, giving services to all economic activities, and they are the nature or characteristic of production of this sector is supportive or supporting, to support. For example, to provide service to primary sector, if you want to do mining takes a lot of money, capital. You need to finance it. Bank will provide services for mining. Same thing, if you want to do fishery, you need to buy boats, big, large ship, well, so-called ship, bigger boats, not ship, very big, big boat. You need to get a loan from bank, and also you need insurance to give services. And also to primary sector and also to secondary sector, manufacturing. You want to open a factory, you need a lot of money, capital. You must borrow from the bank, finance. Also you need insurance. Also real estate, you need a land to build your factory. And you need business services also. For example, you just started. It is expensive to hire an accountant from a start. So you use these accounting services from the companies that provide accounting services for many companies. In Malaysia, there are this type of business. They're doing only business services. There are companies here in Malaysia that are doing bookkeeping, accounting, and back. We call it back office, so-called back office, not in the office of the. If I start a firm, a company, expensive for me to hire an accountant, expensive for me to hire, bookkeeping. Yeah, mainly bookkeeping. So I use the service of a company that will do this, and this company is not doing the service, not selling the service to me alone, to other companies as well. So that's that type. So these are business services. I'm just explaining to you what do we mean by business services. They're doing the management, they're doing the payroll. Yes, payroll. you know, payroll of, you know, pay salary, you know, together with the, you know, the accounting and that to other companies. If I'm just starting, when my company gets bigger, yes, I will have my own accountant, you know, inside the company. So, for example, okay, secondary, and now there was giving services to the primary, finish. Giving services to secondary, yes, manufacturing. Construction are also the same. If I wanna get construct, you know, do construction, we have to to get real estate, finance from the bank, and also insurance, and we have to get government services as well and other services, you know, transport also. So, and now the third from our note, providing services to economic activities in this sector as well, in this sector, within this as well. For example, if I have a transport company, I have a company, transport. So I need to buy the trucks, the lorries. I have to go to the bank to borrow. I have to have insurance for each of the trucks. I have to get other services as well. For example, if I have a storage, you know, warehouse business, I need to get a piece of land. So I go to real estate service. I need to have insurance as well. I need money, capital, which is from the bank. And I need electricity, you know, to for my warehouse to be working. I need gas, I need water. So it means that this, the third sector, which is tertiary sector, also provides services to other activities within the sector as well. So in fact, to all, they give services, supporting services to all other activities and also within. So now we just finished B, second way of classifying economic activities. The first one was each 10. Now from the 10, we group them into the second way, primary sector. From the 10, same, we maintain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now group into 3, which is the one that you come across in books: primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. Now, the third way, which is the focus of this class, based on the types of academic activities, with our focus. I should change the word here, with our focus on industry. Now, we have this agriculture, forestry, and fishery alone by itself. And these are the industrial sector: 4, mining, manufacturing, construction, electricity, gas, and water. And the rest is the service sector. If you notice that, well, previously, the second way of classifying, there are 2 here: agriculture and mining and quarrying. And also, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here for the, you know, tertiary sector. Notice that with our third way of classifying main economic activities, we took out 1 from the top, from the primary sector, bring it down, and we take 1 from the tertiary or ancillary sector, which is electricity, gas, and water. We bring it up here, brought down from here. Previously, primary sector brought down here, mining to here. And previously, the tertiary or ancillary sector, we bring up electricity, gas, and water to here. So these are the industry that we define for this class, which consists of mining, manufacturing, construction, electricity, gas, and water. And why? Previously, we explained why here for the second way. B, second way, based on characteristics. This is the reason. Characteristics of production. Why? Extractive, transformative, and supporting. Now, why these four? It is explained here in the next slide. So these are the industry, the red one. We stole one from the top, mining, and we stole one from the tertiary sector, which is electricity. Here we come here. So the modern day name for this is utilities. This electricity, gas, and water, because people with this classification, people were thinking, most of you, perhaps students, were thinking this electricity is service. Yes, electricity is service. You know, without electricity, we cannot have a class today online because no electricity. So yes, electricity is service. But beyond that, electricity is not just a service. It is an industry. So in the past, well, in the past meaning previously in our second way, we saw electricity, gas, and water here is service. No, not simply service. Here, service, right? Give the supporting. No, it is not simply service. It is an industry. The new name for electricity, gas, and water is here. The modern name is utility. Oh. See, electricity, gas, and water. This is old book, 2001. Now the modern name of electricity, gas, and water here. Is utilities. Utilities, electricity, gas, and water. So let's go back to explain why the third way, the four are industries. This is why. Why the four are industries? Number one, because they require technology. You can easily understand, manufacturing, you need technology. To manufacture a car, you need technology. To manufacture even a desk, chair, you need technology. Maybe technology is simple than a car. to manufacture semiconductor, semiconductor microchips. Of course, need high tech, high technology. Construction need technology. You see the Petronas Twin Tower use a lot of technology to build that. Even any other building today, they use the cranes, use all other technologies, so need technology. To produce electricity, yes, need a lot of technology. You know, the dynamo, the machine, you know, engineers will do that. So need technology. Gas and water as well need technology. Mining, of course, you know, to drill offshore oil, you need a lot of technology. Coiling also, you need heavy stuff and technology as well. So basically this sector uses technology. That's number one, the reason. Number two, they need the large amount of money capital. Mining needs a lot of money. Coiling also. Manufacturing, of course, need a lot of money to build the factory and the process and to pay salary and so on. Construction, of course, need a lot of money. Electricity, yes, need a lot of money. The power plant, gas, water, same, need a lot of money, capital. Number three, this is most important, which is the multiplier effect. The effects multiply to other economic activities. Through what? Most important is through backward linkages. This is forward linkages, not so much important in our discussion. More important is backward linkages. These multiplier effects to other economic activities is coming from backward linkages. Take, for example, manufacturing of car has a lot of backward linkages. Car has 4 tires. Every car sold will have at least 5 tires, 4 and 1 spare tires. Tire come from rubber. So theoretically, every car sold, the more cars sold, the happier those working in the rubber industry, all the way down to the rubber tapper. You know, tapper, you know, to get rubber, you have to scratch the skin of the tree. Those people theoretically will become happier. Oh, I'm happy because now tire, the demand for rubber increase. I get more income. That's the theory. Actually, not really, because they work so hard, but the middleman, you know, buy cheap from them and, you know, sell the market price. So they remain poor because of that. So every car sold also will have plastics in the car dashboard and other plastics. So theoretically, the more cars are sold, the happier anyone working in the plastic making, petrochemical. You know, plastics come from petroleum. From petroleum can become petrochemical industry, which produce the mother of plastics. From that mother, it's like a powder. You can shape it into different shapes and different color. So theoretically, the more cars are sold, the happier those working in the plastic factory. Inside the car, what else? There's electrical items. The happier those working in the electrical products factory. So these are backward linkages. It means that with manufacturing, it will create linkages to other sector. For example, shoes, manufacturing of shoes. The more shoes are produced, the more leather will be needed. The leather will come from this. Oh, there's another one. When they say agriculture, that includes another one. This animal, rearing, which silently included under here. Animal, cows, what else? Cows, sheep, goats. Yeah. Shoes are made from cows' skin, so sent to the factory to manufacture shoes, and also use plastic as the the base of the shoes. So there's backward linkages. What else? Manufacturing of food products. For example, orange juice comes from this agriculture. Oranges from agriculture and produced as orange juice. So the more orange juice are produced, the more orange are used. So backward linkages. Construction as well, using material, wood, metals, cement, bricks. The more building using bricks, the more soil will be used from the primary sector, and also, yes, and all other materials like nails, which come from metal mining. So backward linkages. Can you imagine what I was saying? For a Proton Saga in Malaysia, Proton Saga cars are sold. People, theoretically, those who are doing the rubber tapping will be happy because more tires. Theoretically, why I'm using theoretically? Not necessarily that the tires are made in Malaysia, or maybe made in Malaysia. The rubber may come from Malaysia, the rubber may come from Indonesia, may come from other countries, not only from Malaysia. So not directly, theoretically, not directly that they will be happy, because the rubber come from different sources. And also there's a middleman factor, not giving the right price, the fair price to this rubber tapper. So every Proton Saga sold, there are tires there, plastic, fiber, glass, the window, from silica, the window, the glass window from silica, domo silica used, and also from other manufacturing as well. See, my other, the glass factory supplies to Proton Saga, cut into the window size. They are supplier for Proton Saga and sent to Proton Saga factory, assembled as a car. But that comes from another manufacturing. That's why supplied, my definition is supplied by the primary sector and also by other products within the secondary sector, from glass factory to make car. So see, construction, electricity, gas and water. I'm trying to explain to you the backward linkage. From electricity, will use for this industry. It will use money from the bank. Will use labor, engineers. Will use what? More salary. Will use what? Materials, tech component. This will come from manufacturing. Will use finance from the bank. Will generate more income for the finance and also insurance. So you see now the backward linkages that create multiplier effects that generate activity in other activities, generate income because of backward linkages. More proton saga, more tires, more plastics, more what? The seat can be leather in the car. The seat can be fabric, like my seat here, fabric. More clothes will be needed to use. See, people in the clothing, textile industry will be happy because more textile are used into the car to make a seat or seats. So backward linkages. So what are the linkages? Forward linkages, not that important. What it says only, for example, the car produced by Proton Saga, by Proton, will be used as a police car. That's forward linkage, not that important. Will be used for UKM car. From Proton becomes UKM car. Not that important, forward linkages. The backward linkages, the one that I explained to you just now, is more important. An economic activity uses inputs sourced from other activities. This is the meaning of backward linkages. Uses inputs from other activities. Example, a car industry uses steels supplied from the manufacturing sector, which uses material from the mining. So car from steel factory from mining, all backward linkage. Theoretically, it means that the more cars are sold, the more happier people working in the mining for metal. Theoretically, but because in reality, the metals, come from material source from other countries as well, not only in Malaysia, and perhaps no more significant amount of metals for steel industry in Malaysia sourced from Malaysia, imported. That's why I keep using the word theoretically to give caveat of what I say. Caveat. So the backward linkages are more important than forward linkages because of the multiplier effects triggered by the backward linkages. And the rest is, we finished. Any question? We just finished number 1 in our main item to study. Number 1, to define industry based on economic sectors. There are 3 ways. Each. By each we see 10 here, 10. Second way, by characteristics of production into 3. What are they? Primary, secondary, tertiary sector. Why they are named this way? Because of the process. That process gives the characteristics of the production. That process gives these characteristics. Or based on that characteristics, extractive transformative and supporting. That's number 2. Number 3, based on our focus, what is industry? 4 activities. This the third way. This the 4, the red. Why? 3 reasons. Technology, capital used, and multiplier effect arised from backward linkages. And I forgot to extend my note here to explain to you. Requires technology in its production to the extent that it becomes the mother. I forgot to say this. Becomes the mother of a nation's economy, the mother of the economy. This is the mother of an economy. Mining, manufacturing, construction, electricity, gas and water. For Malaysia, and for many countries, except Singapore, and perhaps, now a region under China, which is Hong Kong SAR, Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. These are few special case. Singapore doesn't have mining. Small country, maybe long time ago, yes, mining. Singapore in 1960s, 70s, yes, manufacturing. Simple manufacturing. But now it's so expensive. The real estate, the land already expensive, so small. So manufacturing in Singapore, which is existing today, is only high-tech manufacturing, but not many. Construction, yes, electricity, gas and water. Water comes from Malaysia, but they have a refined water there. So what I say, the mother, I'm explaining the word the mother here. The mother of an economy, mother for economy. Really depends on the type of the economy. Mostly, these are the mother. The 4 here are the mother of an economy, except Singapore. Singapore, the mother of economy is here. Finance. No, if you go back even further, the mother of economy of Singapore, even further from the history, transport and storage. This is the mother that later on developed into Singapore as a center of finance, Singapore as a center of business services, which may I show it to you? So I'm saying what I'm saying now. I'm saying exception. Except these 2 economies, Singapore and Hong Kong. This is more important for Singapore and Hong Kong. Finance and insurance and business services. Companies go there, because of Singapore started with this transport and storage. Why? I need a response from someone that you can see my map. Please tell me that you can see. I need a response from someone. This is the something about Teams. I cannot know what you're seeing. There's no on my screen to tell that this is what I'm, people out there seeing in the world. This is what makes Singapore Singapore, because of the natural advantage of location. All the ships coming from here, for example, from England, will go through this, will go through the canal, which is Suez Canal. What is canal? Man-made. When you see canal is not natural, it's man-made. This is Port Said in Egypt. This is a canal for ship go through. We call it Suez Canal. Suez Canal. Man-made, okay, for ships. Suez Canal. Yeah, Suez Canal. And from that, go through here, go, and want to go to China. From Europe, go through Suez Canal and go here, and all the ship, okay, what it is, it saves the trip. Without that Suez Canal, you must go through all the way here, very far, if you want to go just to Pakistan, but very short now. So come here, and all the ship must go through this Malacca Strait. And this is the stopping place, Singapore, because all the ships will eventually come to this point. That's why transport was the engine of economic growth for Singapore. From transport, grow into banking, grow into services, grow into, people have to eat, restaurants, trucking, transport, and insurance, and so on. Go there. In other parts of the country also, other part of the world, see here, this is not part of our class, but I explain to you so that you understand. There's a Panama Canal. Another canal, Panama. Yes, Panama Canal, for ships to go through. Otherwise, product from New York is here, New York, want to go to, for example, to Mexico, or even to California, or even to Alaska here, by the sea. For example, that product is better to use the sea. Or want to go to Japan, yes, or China, from New York, want to go to China, the ship must go through very, very far, all the way here and go up again. This Panama Canal saved the trip. So, last, what makes Singapore today is Singapore. Even in 1960s, already there was a talk in 1960s. A talk by Thailand to cut across here near Kra. Somewhere here. To build a canal here. To build a canal. If suppose in 1960 or even in 1970, Thailand dug and built a canal here, built a canal, today Singapore will be nothing, a poor country, because no ships will have to go to Singapore and stop here. But Singapore is Singapore today because of, I suspect, every time the defense minister, you call it defense minister by United States, they call it defense secretary. Every time defense secretary will fly, visit Singapore, and after visiting Singapore, will visit Bangkok. Never stopped in Malaysia, never. Will fly Singapore, visit Bangkok. I assume, I suspect, Secretary of Defense of United States, I assume, which may not be correct. I don't want to get sued by the government of United States. They advise Thailand, okay, don't dig, do not make canal, because to protect Singapore. And until today, there's no canal here. But there has been a talk lately, this year, talk that China will be assisting to make a canal here, which that talk kind of, it's been in the news. So I forgot today to show you the news. And if that happens in the future, Singapore will become stagnant because no ships will go to Singapore anymore. Today, not only today, for many, many years, Malaysia's number one or number two keep switching. Now, in the past, Malaysia and Singapore, the main trading partner in the past. Malaysia and Singapore, main trading partner, import-export of Malaysia with Singapore and USA. Sometimes USA number one, sometimes Singapore number one. These are number one and number two in the past. I mean, 80s, early 90s, still early 2000. But since 2001, later than that, 2001 is significant because China joined WTO, World Trade Organization, in 2001. After that, there's a direct trading with China and so on. In the past, before that, before China joined WTO, Hong Kong was the back door for trade for America and also investment. They must go through Hong Kong to go to China. Back door. That's why in 1970s, 1980s, Hong Kong was the center of finance. And as a result also that generate, multiplier effect into other sector, which is drama, Hong Kong drama in the 70s, 80s, popular Hong Kong drama, but no more, taken over by Korean drama. Because Hong Kong has lost the role of back door to go to China. After 1997, Hong Kong was returned back to China. Hong Kong now, the name of Hong Kong SAR, Special Administrative Region. So to tell more of my story, before 1997, so many people from Hong Kong migrated away from Hong Kong because we're not sure what happened with Hong Kong after 1997. They migrated to Australia. That's why you see many Chinese in Australia because of 1997. They were scared and went to Canada, migrated because of 1997. And I don't want to get into politics, just explaining to you why Hong Kong and Singapore, special case. The mother of the industry, the mother of the economy at that time was transport, finance, transport, and then later on developed into a center of financial market, Hong Kong, and also center of financial market, Singapore, because of the location, for Singapore's case, of this place. And that location, natural advantage, if really happening, if really will happen, cut here as a canal, Singapore will lose that natural advantage and will lose that. I said earlier, stagnant, but for Hong Kong already lost that backdoor advantage or role. So what did I do just now? I explained to you the word mother. I'm not trying to be into politics or explaining political things, but for you to understand what happens, I must mention what happened. The mother of the industry, the economy, the mother for most of the countries or economies in the world, the mother are these four activities here that we consider industry. They are the mother, except Singapore, which is the mother, Singapore. Transport, Hong Kong also, transport. Singapore because of that location. Hong Kong because of the political, international political thing. And that from transport generate the backward linkages to financial center, insurance, real estate, and business services in Singapore today. So many companies open their headquarters in Singapore. I don't understand. You pay so much of, real estate, expensive office, but you want to be in Singapore. Why? Because of connectivity. Once you're in Singapore, you are connected to the world. So again, go back to the mother or the pulse. Pulse here at under your hand, pulse. So this become the pulse of the economy, of the nation's economy. So because of they use technology, and that technology has generated backward linkages to other activities. Okay, so we just finished number 1, only 10:30. Any question? Number 1, according to economic sectors. So I'll take a break, only 2 minutes. I just want to get my water.